What is up, YouTube? It's George from the Downriver Kids. I want to show you my deck, my current deck. It's actually my favorite deck right now. I don't like it's more budget. I mean, I like this deck a lot, but I wasn't playing tour guides at first, and I'm still not playing tour guides because they're still expensive, like too expensive for my taste. It's Darkworld. I actually like them because they're not popular anymore, and not as heavy as a side, even though Shadow Mirror is sided against Insectors and Windups. But yeah, I want to show you guys the deck. A lot of different choices that you probably wouldn't see from other people, but yeah, we'll get right into it. Play Triple Grapha. It's awesome. It's your boss monster. Gets over everything. Discard it. It's like an MST. Pop back row monsters. Overall good card. And your Searcher. Snow, this card's really good. Secondary effect is good. All their secondary effects are good, but yeah. Searches for the gate. Get your draw power going. And 3 Brow, he's your draw power monster, pretty much. He's really good. I mean, he's nuts. Just draw one. I mean, it makes it to where you're not one for one-ing. I mean, you are one for one-ing, not minusing. 2 Beige. A lot of people play 3 Beige, but 2's good. I mean, 3 isn't enough for me. Like, special summoning a 1600 beater in 19 while the field spell in the field isn't very impressive. So I just play 2. 2's been working out very well. This is like the best build I've found so far. I'm playing 2 Ceruleas, so obviously you know I'm playing the other Darkworlds. This card's really good. Like, all I have to do is discard it, and then I get all my Darkworld second effects, and all of them are good. I mean, this card is really nuts, in my opinion. Now, playing the Triple Silva, because this card is really good. I mean, even first turn, being able to discard Cerule, and summoning this, and your opponent has to take 2 cards out of their hand. That's actually, like, really nuts. Not discarding, not sending to the graveyard, it's just to the bottom of the deck. I think this is my favorite Darkworld monster. Now I'm playing 1 gold because of the Cerule, because sometimes your opponent doesn't have exactly 2 cards in their hand. So being able to summon this and pop 2 cards in the field is actually really good, and it helps you get a lot of advantage on the field instead of in the hand. And he's a really good card. And by the way, if you have an ulti one, I mean, I'm looking for one. And that was it for the Darkworld monsters. And instead of tour guides, I found this card, Trance Archfiend, to be really good. Like being able to discard your Snow, search for the field spell, remove Snow, and then discard a card and get your plus. It's really, really good. And then when it's destroyed, you get one of your remove from play dark monsters back. And I find that really good because people deprisoning and bottomless and using bottomless against your Grapha doesn't hurt as much when you have this guy. The only problem I have with him is that I might want to play more than 2. I might want to bump it up to 3, but I can't really find the room because I think I have it cut at 40 cards exactly. And 1 Raven, he's still really good, being able to discard multiple cards, and the Tuner being used for Exceeds and Synchroing is really good. And my last unexpected card would be Dark Arm Dragon. A lot of people don't expect this card when they're playing against Darkworlds, and having 3 early game isn't that hard. I mean, this guy can be dead, but when you get him on the field, I mean, you never lose when you drop Dark Armed ever. He's like my favorite card in the world. That's still a high monster count, but under the spells you got your obvious triple gates. Is your draw power, being able to discard your discard fodder, or discard engine, whatever. This card is obviously the best card in Darkworlds. With triple MST running around, it's kind of hard, but I mean, I still think this deck is really fun. It has a good, I find it has a good matchup against Insectors, but yeah, this obvious 3 gates. And then I have triple Darkworld dealings because Darkworlds aren't popular anymore. It makes this card really good. I'm not playing Drag Down. Maybe we'll see how next format plays out, like the new list when that comes out. But so far this card is doing amazingly for me. I mean, it's really good. Being able to choose what I discard instead of my opponent. Like if I have 2 different Darkworlds in my hand, I can discard the one I want with dealings, whereas drag down, I have to let my opponent choose, which I don't really like. And 1 Allure, I play Allure, it's a really good draw card. All my monsters are dark except for Raven, and I can get my dark monsters back with Trance Archfiend. This card's really good. And Card Destruction, your basic OTK card. I mean, you get a lot of pluses from this. I mean, if anything happens to Darkworlds during the ban list, this card should be banned, because you have like even 2 or 3 Darkworld monsters, you get so much advantage off this 1 card. It's actually insane. Monster Reborn, it's good. Monster Reborning my opponent's monsters. This card should be banned too. Um, Being able to Monster Reborn my Brow or Snow, and then bounce back to my hand for Grapha is really insane. Dark Hole, just good, clearing the board, and one Heavy Storm, because like I said, there's 3 MSTs. You don't always have the field spell, so I mean, being able to Heavy Storm, and people don't expect this card as well. I like playing unexpected cards, like not bad cards. There's a difference between bad cards and cards people don't expect, and I believe this is one of the best cards you can play in Darkworld. And onto the traps. I'm playing 3 Reckless Greed. It's a really good card. I mean, you draw so much with this deck. Being able skipping your 1 or 2 draw phases, like if you do it during your opponent's end phase, isn't that bad. I like drawing and then activating one of these because you end up drawing into another one, or you just draw some more and it really doesn't hurt you. I mean, getting your plus out of this card is really good. I'm playing Trap Dust Shoot and Double Mind Crush. Even though I'm not playing Drag Down, I find Mind Crush to be a really effective card with Wind Up Shark and when Cenobite searches Dragonfly for next turn, and sometimes I call random stuff just because it's a really good card to still discard. Like, it's a really good way to discard if you got a handful of Darkworlds. And Trap Dust Shoot, this card should probably be banned. I really think it's a really good card, but you know, people stack it to the top and when they go first, and it's a really powerful card. Gain a lot of advantage from knowledge. And the last card, it's probably the best card in Darkworlds, I think, right now. Dark Smog, because your opponent relies on their hunters and their uh, hornets. So this card's really good. Being able to chain this to their effect to Dragonfly, and they still have to try to resolve it if it's their only card in the graveyard, and you get to see their hand, which helps with Mind Crush, obviously. This card is really good. Like, it's definitely my favorite card. I mean, the only card that's really dead against is Rabbit, but this card's really good, guys. And that was the deck. I will go on to my side deck. I have a couple proxies in here because I thought I was quitting, but I mean, why quit Yu-Gi-Oh? It's so good, right? Triple Cyber Dragon against all the Zen mains, because even with Grapha's effect and like being able to special summon it and attack, they can still get that like one pop your field spell, which is really annoying. So Triple Cyber Dragon is really good to me. One Smashing Ground for Dino Rabbit. I mean, once you summon a Grapha Dino Rabbit, what do? Like, they can't really get over a 27 or a 3000 beater, so, I mean, just one Smashing Ground to get over the Dolka. And I play triple MST in the side and double Dust Tornado for the problem cards like Wind Up Factory and Fiendish Chain, and I don't want them to MST my gate, so I can Dust Tornado end phase or MST end phase. And back row can be a problem. Like I said, Dimensional Fissure really isn't that big of a problem because you can get it back with Trance Archfiend, but if you don't have that Archfiend, it's kind of hard to push back with no Grapha when it's removed. So Spell and Trap removal is still important, and D-Fissure, if people side in D-Fissure, Darkworlds lose, so you kind of got to side heavy for that. And Double Skill Drain, it's good. Nothing activates on the field except for Raven and the Trance Archfiends. It's really awesome card. Double Rivalry, I'm not playing Gozen Match. 1, because I play Raven, and 2, because windups, they side in Snowman Eaters, and when people side in Gozen Match, because they just go Snowman Eater, and then Wind Up Shark, and then make a Zen Mighty, so Rivalry is better than Gozen Match. In Transmigration, people go first turn Armageddon Knights, and they only play 1 Wind Up Hunter. Like Armageddon Knight, get Hornet into the graveyard and Wind Up Hunter, and you being able to like play this card, put a gate back, and then send their Hornet or their Wind Up Hunter back to the graveyard really slows them down. I find this to be a really good card. And last, instead of siding DD Crow, I'm siding a 3rd Smog, because I don't like getting that, like, it's almost a minus, really, when you DD Crow, because it's 1 card out of your hand and 1 card out of the graveyard, which really isn't that important. And I like being able to Dark Smog multiple times, and then being able to discard my Darkholds and get their effects. So, siding in a 3rd one, I didn't think it'd be that good, but I love Smog so much, I put a 3rd one in my side. Extra deck probably has the most proxies, because, like I said, I thought I might quit. 1 Chimera Tech, might bump this up to 2, because Zen Mains is so, like, annoying and powerful. So, Chimera Tech is good. 1 Trishula, it's just generic Synchros, 1 Stardust Dragon. 1 Colossal Fighter, 1 Dark End, because Dark End is still really good. This would be a Scrap Dragon. I sold my Scrap Dragon. My friend got his entire Karkari deck stolen, so I helped him out and traded in my Scrap Dragon. I'll just pick one up eventually. This would be one Ancient Secret Wyvern. I'm looking for an ulti one. I have, like, a lot of people have ultras, but I thought an ulti one would be easy to find, but apparently it isn't. But Ancient Secret Wyvern, really good. You have Raven. If you're high in life, gains a lot of attack. Black Rose, generic synchro. Gaia, generic. Brionic, another generic. I have an Orient, but no one synchros anymore, so, I mean, these are really the only effective 6 stars. I mean, being able to beat over stuff and bounce Zen mains. It's good. And, Cataster, another generic synchro. And then, I only play 3. I don't have a Roach, and I'm not proxying a Roach, because I don't really like it, even though it gets a good boost from Gate. It's not that effective of a card when I think agents are going to be hit because they're dominating in Japan, and that's the only deck it's good against in my opinion. Utopia, you play Beige, and you play Raven. That's a good card. This would be a Tiras, because I play 4 5-stars and Raven, which is level manipulation. So this card's good, popping cards and getting over stuff. And 1 Adris. It's good because it's a Fiend. It's a 29 beater with Gate on the field. Pops face-up cards. I mean, the only thing I might do is bump Tiras and Adris both to 2. Because Exceeds are actually more effective than Synchros and Darkworlds. But yeah, that is the deck. If you guys liked it, like this video. I think I'm going to try an intro. This is my first video and I've never done an intro, so it'd be my first intro. Like this video if you like the intro. Please comment, rate, subscribe. We'll be back. See you later, guys.